Oh no, 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 no. Hello everyone, this is Vittorio, and today I'm gonna tell you how I created a game in 2 days in order to take a pause from Skid Cities. Skid Cities is a cyberpunk city building game that I'm working on. You can build your cyberpunk dystopian crazy city with androids, cyborg and more. Check out the link in the description. I was browsing on itch.io, which is a great website if you've never seen it, and I found this gem. It's called the Mini Gem 66. And the challenge was, let's make a game that has only 2 buttons. And so I read about this challenge, I go to sleep, and during the night I woke up and I'm like, what about a fractal game where every time the game repeats itself over and over and over and over and over and over and over? Okay, so then I woke up and first phase, ideation. So at first I really wanted to have a trebuchet because, you know, everyone loves trebuchets. And it looked like a really fantastic idea, but then I played around with Unity with it and I was not really impressed. And also, how do I make a trebuchet fractal? And so I moved to the next following natural idea, which is a giant pair of teeth with eyes that can multiply uncontrollably. So I created a model in Blender, and if you don't know how I create characters very fast in Blender and I animate them, check out my other tutorials about this topic. I won't go in very deep with it. I will just say, I wish I could say I did a good job, but I had a lot of issues with teeth not following my bone structure of the armature, and so it just took way more than I was expecting. But then I had a lot of fun in doing the texture. In Substance Painter, I used on one side, I tried to make it creepy. So on one side I used real human skin texture, and on the other side I used solid yellow and red details to give it a cartoonish feeling, and that was really cool. And then I went back to Figma and I created my Sweet Teeth logo and name, and I found out that by creating the main menu and the logo first before you move on, it helps you creatively in modeling the rest of the models and giving, you know, a good vibe to your game. Spoiler alert, sometimes in this video I will say Candice, which sounds like the name of someone, but I actually mean candy, plural. Sorry. And so then I did a snowy flat plane where to place everyone. I placed the candies, and then the way that the candies spawn is they follow a grid, and then I randomize the position and then randomize the size so that every time is different. And then I wrote a function, and the function was every time the user presses the space bar, I want the teeth to multiply, to split in 2, and every splitted part is smaller than the previous ones, a little bit smaller. And so that was easy, and it was fun, like it looks cool. And then I wanted to have a function which is like when 2 teeth meet, then they should merge into a bigger one. And the idea is when they split, they decrease their size by 20%, but when they merge, they double their size. So you can arrive to have very, very big teeth in the end. And of course, those 2 functions will never conflict with each other and will not create any trouble. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, that was very hard to fix because every time the teeth would multiply, they would merge and then multiply and then merge and multiply until Unity crashed. And so I had to add a bunch of checks to make extra sure that I would not crash any one computer. But I did it, and that's the result, and I was really happy with it, but I still didn't have a lot of satisfaction from it. So next step, effects. So I started with the sounds. No. Yum, 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 yum. Then I added some Audacity magic, and so that's how they sound in the game. And then I wanted more cartoonish stuff, so I created cartoon bubbles in Figma, and then, you know, you can add sprites in Unity and have them move with a script, so that's how it looks. And then I added some candies falling when you have a new ice core, and that was it. I uploaded to Itch. By the way, if you want to play it, you can play it in your browser, link in the description. Now that it's finished, overall I can say it was a very cool experience just to focus on something different with a completely different mood and vibe and mechanic, and also with a different time frame, like a very defined 2 days sprint looking back, two main reasons why you should participate in a game jam and the reasons why I appreciated it so much. The first one is having limitations, both in terms of timing and in terms of the jam itself. So in this case, like I could only use 2 buttons. Those limitations will help you focus. One of the problems when you're building a game is that you have so many ideas and you usually come up with a concept that it's too big for you to pick it up and actually complete. And given that the jam is limited both in time and what you can do with it, it helps you focus and actually ship something at the end of the game jam. And that's great because getting something done is always very, very useful for your growth as a game developer. And then I think the second biggest point is that it exposes your game to a bunch of other folks who will give you feedback about it. Especially if you're starting out and nobody has ever played any of your games, it's very, very important to hear the opinion of other folks about your game, either about the art or about the controllers, about what they're confused about, what they found challenging. It's invaluable. So if you're approaching game development, you're thinking about approaching something like that during quarantine, I would definitely suggest just go on itch.io. There's a lot of game jams going on all the time, and I would just pick one and run with it. I think Mini Suites was organized in an amazing way. I want to thank the organizers because it was very clean, it was very clear. The community was amazing. Everyone was very kind and giving very constructive feedback and upvoting and giving the opinion, so it was very, very good. And I think the theme and the topic helped a lot. I think if I have to do this again, I would pick a jam and decide, okay, I want this to be an exposure game jam where I do it to gain some exposure, or an experience game jam like the one that I did, where it's just like to try something new and gain experience on game development. If your objective is to get experience, then a mid-sized jam with 200-ish people like the Mini Suites, it's the perfect size because you get enough people to try your game, but you're not swamped in thousands of folks, and so you will still get some high quality feedback because there's enough people to dedicate you enough time. I think I'll probably do again maybe in a month or two, but for now it was a good pause. I'm actually now very eager to go back to Skid Cities, and that's it. I'm Vittorio. If you like the video, smash the subscribe button, like, then share. There's not a lot of you out there because this is a very new channel, but I'm excited about all the views that I've been getting, and see you next time.
Yum yum yum